right. Welcome, everybody, to Ecom Power, the Walmart Marketplace podcast. Hello, Michal.
Hello, Norm. It's been so long since I saw you.
It's been at least 2 or 3 minutes. So I hope you had a very nice Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was fun.
And your turkeys were bought at Walmart.
A what?
And your turkeys and cranberry sauce and all those good things bought at Walmart.
Yeah, I want to tell you that I was so excited to see that Walmart was giving away their Walmart Plus for half a price with like so many bonuses, like membership to so many things. And I see now that even if you people that if you get in a new American Express, you get Walmart Plus for free. And I see it, I think, with a couple more cards, so it's getting really popular.
Yeah,
Walmart Plus, they're growing, and it's good for us. It's like millions and millions more customers for us.
exactly. And we'll be talking about this a little bit later on, but they just gave out their numbers or the results from, I don't know if you saw it. Okay. I just responded to them. They said, "Can you talk about this on your podcast?" And yes, we can, but it's pretty impressive. But let's talk about today. We've got a really great guest, and we're going to be discussing best strategies for Walmart PPC. Now, we're also going to be talking about what the key components of a successful Walmart PPC campaign looks like. How do you set up your keyword research? Because it is different than the other guy on Walmart, and the common mistakes sellers make. So welcome to Ecom Power. Let's try this again. I love being live. Welcome to Ecom Power. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Are you struggling with your Walmart marketplace business? Do you need help from a skilled and reliable virtual assistant? Well, look no further than Virtual Assistant Academy, or VAA Philippines. VAA specializes in locating, screening, training, and supporting high-quality Walmart VAs in the Philippines. Their VAs receive extensive Walmart training and ongoing professional development and are committed to long-term working relationships with you. Partner with VAA and experience the peace of mind knowing that you have a dedicated Walmart-trained VA who's up to date with the latest tools and trends in the dynamic Walmart marketplace. Head over to VAAphilippines.com and let VAA match you with your ideal VA today. And by the way, just on that note, I've just been working with Gilad. He's the owner of VAA, and we just put out 3 job postings. And here's the beauty: I don't have to do anything. So you've done this too, Michal, when hiring from VAA. They vet everything. You don't have to do anything. They get everybody down to a short list, and then you have your interview, which is one of the reasons why I really do like that service, is because of the vetting of each of the prospects. So just wanted to let people know that we use the service.
We do. They are very dedicated, and we've been through training them for the past year, and we're still training them every month, so they're always up to date with everything with Walmart. So if you need help with Walmart, it's the best option because you don't need to train them. They know,
right,
and they have a whole support, and also of me and my team. So if they have any issue, they have somebody they can reliable. They can get quick answers for you as well. So definitely recommend them.
So Michal, do you want to introduce our special guest today?
I would love to. He's an amazing person and a dear friend. I'm super excited he's here today. So first of all, today we're discussing best strategies for Walmart PPC. I think it's such an important topic for everybody selling on Walmart. So after graduating as an aerospace engineer, our guest started in the corporate world working for Rolls-Royce. And after not being in charge of his time, he discovered Amazon. He launched multiple products on Amazon, scaling them with his engineering salary and taking the leap of faith to go full-time as Amazon seller. He's now helped over 1,000 domestic and international brands with his Amazon and Walmart consulting service with Ecomcy. So welcome, Vincenzo Toscano. Hi.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Michael, for such an amazing introduction. And thank you, Norm, also for having me here. So, yeah, it's a pleasure to see you again, guys.
I wouldn't have said such nice words.
They haven't seen me after 12 and the party starts. That's why.
That's right. Okay.
Yes, it's nice to see you. And you are in the UK right now?
In London, that's correct.
London,
yes.
Nice. In cold
So
London.
right now, as we speak, it's -1. So yeah,
my.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Well, it's nice to be home now.
Yeah, of course. So after so much traveling, for sure. Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, let's get to our question. We got a lot of questions for you today. So let's talk about PPC. What makes Walmart PPC different from other platforms, like Amazon or Google Ads?
Yeah. So I would say, I mean, the most important thing that we have to consider when it comes to Walmart, the whole foundation of when it comes to how you build a campaign, which is basically the keyword research, is different compared to basically Amazon, especially because when it comes to tools, we're more limited. We don't have access to as much data as we have with Amazon, with, for example, Amazon giving us things such as brand analytics. Walmart, as we stand right now, the only thing you can get access to when it comes to keywords is by using tools. So the first thing you have to understand is that the whole process of finding keywords is a bit different. Now, being said that, the foundation of actually how you select the keywords, like the KPIs, still use the same principle that it translates from Amazon and one is been working for so many years. So just to give you a quick example to everybody listening, we all know that when it comes to Amazon, when we research keywords, of course, the number one strategy that most people is using is that we want to find what are the keywords that our top competitors are ranking on page one, because we know that 80% approximately of sales come from those keywords. So when it comes to Walmart, that's pretty much very similar when it comes to how you basically select the keywords. Now, of course, once you select the keywords, just to give a shout out to the tool that we use and we recommend is Helium 10. Like it's been amazing when it comes to that. Like it's been very reliable for us, and we use it for all the brands that we manage on Walmart. And just to conclude this initial phase, I would say once you find the keywords on Walmart, of course, the most important thing is to understand how relevant these are to your product. And this principle also applies and migrates from Amazon. You need to make sure that you just don't throw a bunch of keywords when it comes to these campaigns. And I'm going to break down as we go along with the episode how you can do that. Because if you do, first of all, Walmart is even more picky when it comes to the keywords that you target, not only when it comes to PPC, but the listing. I have seen Michal talking a lot when it comes to a listing quality score, and this is essential. So if you don't put attention to making sure your product becomes relevant, first of all, you're not going to get ranked, and second, you're not going to have the visibility towards that. So in conclusion, certain foundations remain the same. However, as we dive into the strategic side, yes, Walmart is different than Amazon, especially because first, the limitation of tools and data, and second, because how the platform reacts to the keywords and strategies throw at it. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit backwards because Michal, like we've always seen this, the PPC and the type of PPC is always changing.
Yeah, exactly.
And just so everybody's on track before we move forward, can we talk about the different types of PPC that you can get now? Because from 6 months ago, it's completely changed.
Yeah. So basically, as we stand right now, we have three types. We have the sponsored products, we have the sponsored brands, and sponsored videos. Okay. The last two, sponsored brands, sponsored video, you need to basically get your brand registered with Walmart to get access to those two. Okay. With the sponsored products, you get access not automatically, because you need to register your brand through Walmart Connect, which is basically an application you just apply once you open your Walmart account, and you get access to sponsored products. Now, just to dive a little bit deeper into sponsor products and sponsor brand sponsor videos. So with sponsor products, very similar than Amazon, you get automatic targeting, and then you also get manual targeting. Within manual, you get exact, phrase, and broad. Unfortunately, as we stand, there isn't product targeting. However, there are certain tricks I'm going to share today about how you can bypass that by playing with the placements. And the main difference in sponsored products compared to Amazon is how you do a bid, basically bid modifiers, and how you play with placements. When it comes to sponsor brands, very basic as we talk right now, it's just going to be a banner on top of a specific keyword, similar to what you see on Amazon. And then you also have access to a sponsor video, which is basically a video itself on a specific keyword. So those are all the type of ads that exist right now on Walmart. Yeah.
Perfect. I did have another question just to follow up, and now we can talk a bit more about the keyword research specifically for Walmart. So you talked about helium-10. Is there anything more specific you can get into?
Yeah, of course. So when it comes to pro research, so something that we love to do is, first of all, you want to identify what is the main keyword for your product. Okay. So usually the best way to do this is you want to have a look at what your competitors using consistently on their title. Okay. So that's usually a good starting point. You can see what keywords usually has the highest frequency in terms of being used across the whole niche. Once you identify one or two of the top keywords, you want to go to Walmart, very similar how you will do on Amazon. And then basically by using a tool such as Helium10, what you want to do is basically reverse analyze these products to understand basically what is the keywords they are indexing or basically showing for. Okay. So that's the number one thing. Usually I like to analyze 10 products at a time, which is basically what the tool would allow you to do. Usually, once you identify those 2 to 3 keywords, of course, once you do the reverse analysis and you bring this data to Helium10, Helium10 basically is gonna order that by search volume. And what I love about Helium10, sorry, it gives you the search volume of Walmart, but also the search volume of Amazon. Okay, so first of all, you start having some correlation about what is the trend when it comes to the market size. That's very important as well, because I give you an understanding how much money maybe you will have to invest towards ads, and also what is the size of the market. We do this a lot before we bring some of our brands from Amazon to Walmart. We want to have an understanding of what is the potential reach we can have if we do the investment from we jump from Amazon to Walmart. And by doing this exercise, Helium10 on a single page is going to break down what is the search volume on Walmart, what is the search volume on Amazon. So once you do that exercise, and you're going to have a bunch of keywords basically that is going to be under the same page, the next thing that you want to do is basically by using filters, specifically the filters that you want to use that are very important is what we call the competitor rank, and also the ranking competitors. Why is that? Because basically with these 2 filters, what we want to do is find where my competitors are ranking on average, which is the competitor rank, and the ranking competitors, how many of these competitors are ranking within that range. So why this is key? Because as I already say, and this is being validated by a number of research, if you're not on page 1, you're pretty much dead in some sense, right? Page A1 is attributes close to 80+% of revenue across Amazon, and we're seeing similar behaviors on Walmart. So you want to make sure you are on page 1. So you're going to use this filter, and you're going to basically say to Helium10, when it comes to the competitor rank, I want to see where my competitor rank is on average. Usually we use between position 1 and 30, which that give you a range of usually the reason why we use between 1 and 30 is because on page 1 usually you're going to have between 20 30 plus products. So that already is automatically limiting the search to page 1. And then when it comes to ranking competitors, we want to give the Helium10 the signal. I want you to find keywords where they're ranking between position 1 and 30. However, I want to make sure this is at least consistent across 3 to 4 out of my 10 products, because if this is only happening on one of my products, first of all, the data is not valid. we can say is void because it's not consistent across the board. It's not consistent across multiple products. So that's the first thing. And once we identify which are those keywords, that's the foundation towards launching our initial campaigns. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And
was
by the way, if you have if you're listening and you have questions, I know we always have questions in PPC because it's always changing. Just let us know in the comment section.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what are the key components for a successful Walmart advertisement campaign?
Yeah, so basically, I like to use all of them. The reason why I like to use all of them, first of all, is because I know for a fact, and we do a ton of audits, most people don't use all the type of placements and ads. And the thing, just by doing the simple tip and giving you like using all the different placement, you are already like 80-90% ahead of most people in Walmart. So make sure you use all the type of placements. Okay, that's the number one thing. Now, when it comes to strategy, my strategy initially will have these initial campaigns. It's going to have an auto campaign. This initial auto campaign, I'm going to use it first targeting products. Okay. So then and I'm going to break this down so it doesn't get lost on the communication. When I'm talking, and I'm going to explain this in depth, auto campaigns compared to manual campaigns have different type of placements. They give you different control of placement. So when I talk about placement, be mindful that the names I'm going to be sharing going to be different between automatic and manual. That's why they're separated. So now going back to the strategy within my auto campaigns, I want to have two type of campaigns. I want to have campaigns that specialize by targeting keywords very strong, because I want to basically Walmart to give me which are the keywords I can potentially perform for. But I also want to trick the system to go only for product targeting, which as we stand right now, you can target a specific product individually. However, you can play with the placement. So how do we play with the placement? Within the placement, within automatic campaign, you're going to have the buy box as a placement. The buy box, as we all know, only appears on the actual product details page of a product on Walmart. So, of course, Walmart doesn't call that product targeting as we call it on Amazon, but indirectly, if you understand what is a buy box, then you know, okay, I will put a bit modifier on buy box on this automatic campaign. So I basically force this campaign to go all in when it comes to product targeting. That will be one campaign. Then we'll have a second campaign that is all about the search grid, right? So basically, the search in grid is what is going to allow you is when somebody's typing a keyword, your product is going to appear there as an ad. So that would be, again, a 200-300% modifier to focus as much energy, budget, essentially, towards that specific campaign. And now I have two. One that is for products and one that is for keywords. So that's my initial foundation when it comes to automatic campaigns. Okay, so that would be my initial two campaigns. Then we move into manual campaigns. With the manual campaigns, basically, the placements are going to be different. Okay, with the manual campaigns, something that I like to focus on is you're going to have only two placements here. You're only going to have the searching grid and the buy box, which in the auto campaigns, you have extra placements, such as, just to give you, I know I'm jumping a little bit and it's getting technical, but that's the beauty of this video. You can always go back and listen and watch. On the other campaigns, you also have something, the homepage ads, and also you have the stock up. So these one are more premium placements that, to be honest, Walmart doesn't disclose very clearly where they appear. However, they tend to be sometimes very efficient as well. So if you have the extra budget, that's why I didn't mention, because they tend to be a little more expensive. Feel free to also test homepage and stock up. Now, going back to the strategy, so I put everything back as a summary, and I don't get you lost. We have two automatic campaigns, one focusing on buy box, one focusing on the searching grid. Then we're going to have a manual campaigns, which manual campaigns, initially, I want to focus on exact, I want to focus on phrase, and I want to focus on broad. Here, however, initially, I don't like to play with placements. Why do I don't like to play with placement? Because I first need to understand when my product is performing. I want to get data first. With the auto, of course, I do it because I need to force the system to do product targeting, right? But when it comes to manual, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to have one exact campaign, one phrase campaign, and one broad campaign. So initially, you should have 5, 2 auto campaigns and 3 manual campaigns.
All right. So now we know how.
Strategy.
Oh, it's a great strategy. Lots of information. For those of you who are listening, you might want to go back and just listen to that. Or maybe, Kelsey, if you're listening, we can extract some of that information and put it into the group. But I'd like to know about, okay, so we've heard about, there you go, I'm Canadian, about. Well, let's just get that out of the way. You've heard about. So let's talk about some mistakes. So you take that information that you just provided, but what are some of the mistakes people are making?
Some of the mistakes people are making translate also from similar mistakes people are doing on Amazon. Mistake number 1, they're creating campaigns with hundreds of keywords throwing that in, like in there. That is number 1 red flag. Similar behavior you're gonna find as in Amazon, in Walmart. You're only gonna see a bunch of keywords grabbing the budget and having activity, mainly because if you throw a bunch of keywords, there's not gonna be enough budget, and the algorithm is not gonna be smart enough just from the architecture itself to divide the budget evenly across all the keywords. So don't do that. Max, we keep it between 5 to 10 keywords per campaign. Second mistake, combining type of keywords. So never combine exact with phrase, and I combine phrase with broad or in between them. Always keep them divided. Third mistake, there is no hierarchy of bits. So my exact bits should always be higher than my phrase. My phrase bits should always be higher than my broad. Why? Because exact, of course, always going to have the first of all are the ones you want to have the highest control, because those are the ones you know for a fact, using Helium 10, for example, that the cues you want to show. So if you don't use the highest bit and you give the highest bit, for example, to a phrase, what's going to happen, the phrase eventually is going to start targeting that cue as an exact as well, and it's going to collide and compete among your exact campaign as well, because there's no hierarchy. Basically the phrase is eating into an exact campaign. So exact, phrase, and broad, and you avoid the competition there among them, because as I already said, there's no, actually I didn't mention this, but you have to know this, there's no negative targeting as we speak. So that's why you need to be very careful as well with budget, because you cannot negate a keyword. So the only way to really control very smart the expenses is by using the bids. And if you don't do the system I'm telling you, it's going to get very messy and very expensive very fast. Okay. And I think the last mistake, which goes back to my foundation, is not leveraging the platform in the sense that they're not using all the type of ads. And one final tip on top of this final mistake, something that I'm surprised that people is not leveraging is that, for example, Walmart has something that Amazon doesn't have when it comes to ads, which that's something that actually I found as a surprise when we start doing ads on Walmart, is that on Walmart, you can control the platform as well. You can basically bid if I want my ads to show high on a desktop, on the app, on a mobile. As you start running ads, which goes back to why I don't do bid modifier on manual searching grid, buy box, and all of that. Initially, you're not going to have that data, so you need to let it run. But as time goes, you're going to see that potentially, which happens most of the time, your highest conversion usually tends to be on the app or on the mobile. So why actually spend money and traffic on the desktop if you know your money and your ROAS is being used more efficiently on the app or the mobile phone? So now there you can use that data from the reports. You can say to Walmart, only focus on the app when it comes to visualizing my ads, and you can even have an extra boost of performance there. And a lot of people's not doing that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So we talked about we can, run 5 campaigns for the same items. Now, how sellers should allocate their spending on the different campaigns? What will be your strategy with the spending? Because sometimes I hear a lot of customers that we talk with that it seems like they're overspending.
Exactly.
compared to the conversion rates they're getting. Sometimes it's overspent. If somebody doesn't really monitor their ads, it's start overspending.
Yeah. So basically, what I do when it comes to spend, I want to give the money where I know historically, usually the conversion tends to be the highest, and that's exact campaigns all the time. So your money has to go first towards the keywords that you know historically, not only historically because maybe you have some data, but also because software tells you, such as Healing Time, that your competitors are making money there. Those are the keywords you have to be there. You have to be there no matter what. So if you identify those top 5 keywords, usually whenever you do a market research, you're gonna find that most of the revenue comes from 5 to 10 keywords max. So once you identify these keywords, once you create the exact campaign, I would say an exact campaign overall, taking consideration the 5 campaigns, should take close to 40% of the budget. Is the one that's gonna have the highest budget, because similar to what happens to Amazon when you launch on Walmart, you want to build relevancy and you want to target the keywords that really matter. So you start creating that connection with the listing as well. So let's put a budget of let's say $100. Okay, $30 to $40 are gonna go to exact. Then basically we have the 4 campaigns left. Okay, so usually the auto is gonna be the ones that are not gonna have as much budget unless you have the budget to explore and use it as an investment. Usually the auto campaign, we're talking that we're gonna have another $20. $20 max. And then basically we're talking that we have 30, then we have a 20, so then we have $50, and then I will use between 20 and 25 for the phrase and 25 for the broad, and then that's usually how we do it. Exact, the next step when it comes to hierarchy, phrase, and broad, and my last one would be automatic, because I know for a fact automatic, you're just throwing money to the system, you're buying data. And if you at the beginning what you really care about is profitability and ROAS, then of course you need to go on the safety side, which is the exact campaigns, which historically tends to give you the highest conversions. Yeah.
So can you get those reports when you're doing an auto campaign? Is it similar to that other platform where you can actually see the keywords that are people are using to find your product?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And where would they find that?
So, for example, if you want to know which keyword people use to make a purchase, then within the reports, you just download the reports for the last 30 days or whatever is the time frame, and Walmart will tell you where the sale came from in terms of the keyword. Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right, very good. Now, I know that we've gone over most of this, but for newcomers, okay, if you're a newbie to Walmart, what would be the number 1 or number 2 things that you would do? Like, what type of ad format would you recommend?
Yeah. So I would say when it comes to launch, so the first thing I would put on the table, if you have a trademark, please do leverage the brand basically program from Walmart to raise your brand, because as soon as you get over that wall and you get access to sponsor brands and video, you are ahead of so many sellers that are not doing that.
Right.
And that itself automatically results into more money for you, because the fact that not a lot of people is doing those type of ads, because this is a system based on bids, basically means you're going to be bidding less for placements because there's less competition for those placements, and you can get same amount of visibility or even better paying less money compared to sponsor products. So that's the number 1 thing. Let's say you don't have that, you only need to go down the route of sponsor products, and let's say your budget is limited and you really want to make the most out of your money. To answer your question, which one is the most effective? For sure, run exact campaigns. And when it comes to exact, not only you want to run exact, but the other thing that you want to do is give a bid modifier to search and grid and a bid modifier to in-app and mobile, which historically tends to be the best results for us. So right there, I'm giving you what has been working for us without you having to wait to get the data. Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Oh, by the way, Michal, I just see that we're at the bottom of the hour, and we should probably go to a sponsor.
All right, let's do it.
Wallysmarter.com is a cutting-edge software tool designed to help online sellers make more money on Walmart.com. Featuring advanced keyword and product research tools, Wallysmarter identifies high demand, low competition niches for you to capitalize on. With more accurate Walmart sales estimates provided by its easy to use Chrome extension, Wallysmarter takes all the guesswork out of selling on Walmart. Be empowered to make more informed decisions and grow your business like never before. Try Wallysmarter today with no credit card required. Did I say no credit card required? Anyways, use your coupon code POWER30 and get 30% off Wallysmarter today for life. Okay.
So I have a question. We have to compare sometimes because we all come from Amazon and everybody's very they know very well Amazon PPC. So how Walmart sponsor product? What's the main things that you see that are very different? Because there are some things that are different.
Yeah. So I would say the main difference when it comes to sponsor products between the Walmart and the Amazon one is for sure the what you do on the bid multiplier. So that's completely different because on Amazon, the only for example, you can do top of the search, rest of the search, and product pages. However, here Walmart gives you even more control when it comes to placement. So that's a plus on the Walmart side. And also the platform modifier. So that's something that doesn't exist on Amazon. Now, on top of that, the extra difference is that when it comes to the way it works in terms of optimization, it's more an optimization based on bits that in keywords themselves because you cannot negate. Okay, and the other thing as well is when it comes to budget allocation because Walmart, which is something actually interesting. You cannot create a campaign without putting a total budget, okay? Which is not something that happens, for example, on Amazon. Here on Walmart, you have to put a total budget and then a daily budget. So what happens if you don't take that carefully into consideration? Sometimes people is scared to put a total budget that is very big, and you put only like, let's say, $500 as an example. If you're not careful and you don't monitor your campaigns very often, as soon as you hit the total budget, all your campaigns goes off, right? So it's not like Amazon that they keep running forever and forever. Here, if you don't keep a close eye on the total budget and keep updating that, your campaigns will go off. So that's another mistake. Actually, we could go back to norm as a point as well that people do. They put a total budget that's not big enough. That total budget is hit. Even if you had a total a daily budget that you think that's the one Walmart is using as a reference, that's not the case. It's a total budget. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's just another question about reviews and what part does reviews have in PPC? Is it an important role?
Yeah, I mean, reviews is key. Something that we'll advise to all of you is use the Review Accelerator program, which, as we speak right now, I can see across multiple accounts they're running discounts. Yeah. So usually it tends to cost $10 per review. Now they're giving for $5. So
they raised it from 5 reviews to 10 per item.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like that, even more.
Yeah. So that's the number one thing I will do for sure. The other thing that you can do with reviews, which I know Michal has also mentioned this a couple of times, you can bring some of your reviews from your website. Of course, there's some criteria you have to basically go under to make sure that those reviews are basically valid. But that's another option. If you have a good presence outside of Walmart and your D2C website, basically you can bring those reviews. Now, going back to your question, like the reviews are important, but good news, they are not as important as in Amazon because in Walmart, the average of people having a bunch of reviews is not as close as you may find on Amazon. For example, on Amazon nowadays, especially in the US, it's very common to see 10,000 reviews, 15,000. It's like you will never catch them, right? In Walmart, though, like like the norm, like very big sellers with a lot of reviews, like we're talking 200, 300 reviews, max 1000 reviews. So it's not huge contrast. So that means if you're already getting started with the review accelerator program, you get 10 reviews. Maybe you get some reviews from your website. If you already start getting to the 30, 50 review range, you're already on a very good position and above the average when it comes Walmart. So that's the good news. You don't need a lot of investment on that sense in terms of time to get to a position that you can compete. Now the other thing with when it comes to reviews, of course, that you can mitigate that. The nice thing of Walmart is that, of course, you can do clever strategies when it comes to pricing. So you can put discounts basically on your listing that they work very well. Usually what they're going to do is they're going to allow you to have better conversions overall. So if you combine this review strategy compared to the pricing strategy, and then you put on the same equation what I've been explaining about ads, usually if the product is right, you shouldn't be having an issue. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that I tell my clients all the time, before you go and spend so much money on ads, running ads, you have to make sure when people actually gonna
Mhm.
see your ads and click on it, that it's gonna convert. How is it gonna convert? The content, I think, is number one. The images,
Exactly.
number two, and three is the reviews. So if you run in ads, try to get at least 5 reviews. So people will buy because they already click on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I think. So so what I want to talk a little bit about all the new campaigns,
Yeah.
like the video campaigns and the brands campaigns. How do you see those
Yeah.
perform? Do you see any video clients,
Yeah.
anything? Yeah.
So the reason why I'm basically recommending those so much, and I did that at the beginning, like it's a must if you have a trademark to get those, is that the CPC is so much lower now the sponsored product in certain years, because a lot of people haven't done the registration to get access to those, because of course you need to go to the brand portal within Walmart, you need to put an application. Some people forget about that, and then that means the barrier to entry right now is high because of those things, and not a lot of people is competing for those placements, so the CPC are much lower. And the nice thing as well when it comes to video, if you have good quality content, like you can definitely do a very good job when it comes to Walmart, because the ones I've been seeing running ads with video, to be honest, at least from our experience and running all our brands, they're not really using high level quality content, right? So if you have amazing video, take advantage of that. CPCs are much lower than sponsor pros. You can have an amazing ROAS. And when it comes as well to sponsor brands, the other good thing is that if you have already a lineup of products, you can even do that to create cross-selling among your products. You can basically we have, for example, supplement brands, right? If you're targeting vitamin C on the same sponsor brand, we can have vitamin C, vitamin D, and magnesium as an example, right? And that right there, not only because not a lot of people is using sponsor brand, the CPC is lower, but you start creating the brand visibility on Walmart that for sure is coming. I mean, there's already a few accounts that enter in the beta program for the storefront on Walmart that is coming as well. So Walmart is pushing for brand as well. So that's why if you really can leverage these two, you can make a better return on your money for sure on ads. Yeah.
I think another thing that's important here with PPC, it's going to be the tools. So we have a sponsor, Wallysmarter. We
Yeah.
love that tool. But
Very
what
good.
are some of the other tools that you could use to help get better performance out of your ad campaigns?
Yeah, so for example, when it comes to tool, yeah, Wallysmarter is an amazing tool. We have
Mhm.
also used it, very good, and we recommend it. And the second one will be a Helium 10 as well,
Mhm.
which the nice thing of also Helium 10, if for example, now that we're talking about ads, Ad Atomic within Helium 10 now allows you to manage also Walmart campaigns. So basically, you can start optimizing and doing some of the basically the daily optimization within the platform, and you can create rules and you can do certain things that, of course, will allow you to more efficiently control the performance. So those are the two ones I would recommend. Yeah. Mhm.
All right, very good. Oh, by the way, any just any AI, like AI is everybody's talking AI right now.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot for Amazon, but have you seen a lot of AI or any AI tools that can help with the listing, the PPC,
Yeah.
whatever it takes? How do I get hair in my eyes when I don't have any hair?
Maybe the wind from under you goes
I don't
there.
know. Well, at least I feel
So,
like Charlie Brown. I've got one, and
yeah.
I think it just fell out.
So in terms of AI, something that we do is, for example, once we get the keywords from Helium 10, and by the way, you could even do this within Helium 10, but we like to combine data from other sources as well. So we gather data from Helium 10 in Wallysmarter in terms of keywords. We put it on AI. Then we combine also that from data that we may gather from Keyword Planner from Google or other different resources, mainly because when we're writing the copy, before we even write the copy, we first want to understand the avatar, what we're targeting, what is the tonality these people use, what are their hobbies, what is their way of being, right? So we get these resources from we use keyword as a source. We use them online resources like blogs, communities and things like that as another resource. And we basically use ChatGPT to create a brief about our avatar. What is the customer looking like?
Mhm.
What is the tonality they might use? What kind of informalities in terms of keywords they might like to see on a listing to relate to certain behaviors or activities? We create a brief. Once we create that brief, then we go back to the drawing board with our copywriters, and we draft the listing basically to follow Walmart basically rules when it comes to reaching the highest score when it comes to the listing quality score, because that is key. If you don't have a high listing quality score, and I know Michal has been a huge screamer about this. Basically, when it comes to organic position, I mean, the listing, Walmart is basically not going to give you any priority when it comes to that, because Walmart wants to make sure that you have everything in place when it comes to the listing. So we're talking all the attributes in the back end. We're talking the title, the bullet point, the size, different things. So basically, we use AI, we get the avatar, we draft the initial listing. And the nice thing of that is that by using that avatar, by creating the initial draft and then the copywriter comes, we have the best of both worlds. We have the data of actually what the client looks like, which, let's be honest, a copywriter doesn't know how a person that does yoga looks like in terms of habits, in terms of lifestyle, or whatever. So ChatGPT creates that initial draft of the listing with all the data already explained. We put the copywriter that knows inside out how Walmart works as a platform using the insight from the listing quality score. You combine data, you combine audience insight, and you combine knowledge of Walmart, and then you get the perfect outcome when it comes as a listing. And that's key, because if you don't have the best listing, I would say everything I've been talking about when it comes to PPC will be a waste, because we also have seen that if the score is not high enough, you also get penalized about how much visibility you get even through ads. So it's a must. Yeah.
I am going to give everybody a gift, and it's not from me. It's from my buddy Mark DeGrasse. He's the president of Digital Marketer, and he's got an incredible prompt. And Vincenzo, if you've never used this prompt, oh my gosh, it's going to save you so much
Really?
time. So Kelsey, if you can add that, it is an avatar. It is a prompt to get an incredible avatar. I've used it. It does a great job. And he's also got some really great other prompts, AI prompts, over on his website. But
That's
Kelsey's,
interesting.
yeah, so check it out. He is incredibly smart when it comes to AI. He does all sorts of different things, but this is one where it's anybody who's listening right now and you don't know who your audience is, or if you don't know your demographic, you got to know what they want, and you got to cater to that. This prompt will save you hours and hours, and you won't believe the difference your sales will what your sales will look like after you optimize for your audience.
Wow, very good. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Yeah, no
very good.
problem.
No.
Yeah. In fact,
right.
another thing
Yeah.
I wanted to add, because I just remembered this, and I think you guys can get a lot of value out of this. Within the Amazon platform itself, they now also added something called Keyword Planner, and now Walmart is kind of like a hybrid now, as a kind of like a inside data from Walmart. So also use that. It basically tells you how the keyword compare as a seed and what is the impact that can have in terms of search volume and relevancy. And that's another thing that we use in correlation with a software to validate keywords. So that's one thing I just remember I want you guys to be aware of. And the last thing I think that would be very interesting to mention, which I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but do you guys know that now you can run ads on Google from your Walmart account?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. So I just wanted to mention that because we've been running that, and surprisingly, for of course it depends on the type of product. That's also something I feel it would be worth to mention on this PPC strategy call a webinar, because I mean, PPC is not only, of course, within Walmart itself. Now you can leverage even this option to put your products on Google by using the program that Walmart puts at your disposal. I just wanted to mention it, like, check it out. It's definitely something that not a lot of people is leveraging. It could be something good for you as well. So
Doesn't Walmart and Google like they really like working together?
They
right?
like to mingle.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I love about this program, because you can go and have your own Google Ads account and you can send traffic to wherever you want from there, right? You can send it to your website, to Amazon, to Walmart. But think about that. When you do it through the Walmart, the SEM, that then you're using actually Walmart Google account that have much better priority, have much better pricing, and if you serious about advertising, you really have to use that, because it can really help you. And I know from data that Walmart is sharing, that we look from customers, in average 40% of your traffic is coming from Google. So imagine that you invest a little bit more, you can even grow it to more, but there's so much good traffic coming from Google, because people are going to Google and they're searching for a product. And then usually the one of the first 5, it's always Walmart. It will be Walmart, right? So it's most likely the customer will end up clicking on one of those, and usually sometimes it's the best price. Most of the cases, right, is the best price. So customer will end up clicking on that. I have a great example with Revlon hair dryer. This is a product that makes around $5 million a month on Walmart, and $1.5 million on Amazon. Like, do you believe there's a product actually making more money?
Yeah, that's strange.
But you know why? Because when you go to Google and you search for Revlon,
it's number 1.
Hair dryer, something. There's another name to it. Guess what you get? You get like 10 ads for Walmart.
Exactly.
Like, because there's a lot of sellers and they're all selling it on Walmart. And, Google love Walmart. We can see it. It's not a secret. So I think that program is so good. And
and a lot of people use it. That's the crazy part.
That's the thing, exactly. They don't. I'm doing market research a lot. And I'm amazed that I still have product that I search and there's 0 ads. Zero ads, 0 brand ads, 0 video ads. There's so much opportunities. And I really hope people will, this year, 2024, will take Walmart
leverage
a little bit more seriously and start investing more. I'm telling all brands, invest. You will see the result. Even if you don't see it right away, give it the time. Walmart is growing so fast.
It's about the early move advantage. It's not about what you can make now. It's what you can make in 5 years time, and it's definitely in 5 years time is going to be a lot.
All right, great. We have some questions. Kelsey. Get Kelsey here.
Yes, we do have a group of questions here. We've got 2 questions to go from. Vincenzo, you refer to running ads for brands. 1, do you recommend running ads only for brands and not for piggybacking on a current listing? And 2, if someone creates a bundle, is that considered a brand as it relates to running ads?
Yeah, so when I say brand, of course, I use that word a lot because the reality is that marketplaces, that's the direction they're taking, especially Walmart. However, that doesn't mean you're gonna run ads for a listing that maybe is not brand, that it's not your brand, or you're just reselling something in some sense generic, right, or a bundle. That's fine. The only thing is, of course, you will only be able to run sponsored products, but other than that, you're not gonna have an issue. Yeah.
Okay, so that is it from the questions from our live audience. But if you do have any questions, let us know in our Walmart Facebook group. We'd be happy to answer them. And I think that's it.
All right.
All right.
You're off the hook.
Yes.
You made it. You didn't stumble. Oh, thanks a lot, Vincenzo, for joining us today. Hopefully you could come back on the podcast another time and we can pick your brain.
Pleasure. Always, guys. I want to give you congrats to both of you for what you guys are building for the Walmart community. I think you guys are top in the space. Keep doing it, and definitely looking forward to be here on the next one and share some wisdom with your
Fantastic. And keep keeping those Walmart colors behind you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right. So
Thank
Michal, you want to do the spiel? You want to end the podcast today?
Didn't you want to say you want to mention didn't you get the numbers?
Oh, yeah. So, okay. I'm just going to go through some of them. Okay. Here's some records that Walmart broke over Black Friday. So I'm just going to read it. We're going to post this in the group, but Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Walmart had their biggest sale ever to date. Walmart's marketplace peaked orders per minute jumped over 4 times what it did last year.
Wow.
And WFS at the end of the fulfillment service for Walmart sellers, it achieved 4 times the volume sales per day for that day. And it also increased shipping nearly double the units to the year prior. And now they're saying growing together. So there is thousands, and this is right off of their release, thousands of sellers celebrated their highest sales day ever on Walmart, and thousands of new sellers marked a first on the platform. This is the most interesting thing that I saw in this little blurb. 40% of the sales on Black Friday, Cyber Monday came from small, medium-sized businesses. That means micro sellers. And so there's a lot of people out there that are saying, oh, it's only for big brands. 40% were from micro sellers or small, medium-sized businesses. So it's working. We said this would happen last year. It did. Just judging by, I've talked about this before, but Kelsey's TikTok. So last year we wouldn't have had anything. This year, that one TikTok promotion for Walmart, I think we ended up at 250,000 views, which would never have happened. So we can see the increase just by an influencer's side during this time period. It'll be interesting to see what the next holiday will bring. And the last thing I want to talk about is they have, and I'll put this in, they have their holiday hub, which is great. It's videos. It tells you, let me just put this over to Kelsey to post. And you can go and check out this holiday hub that just gives you everything that you need to succeed on marketplace. This will give you the edge. So that's about it.
I'm not surprised. I saw this year, there's so much more sellers are more serious about Walmart. Everybody's sending the merchandise to WFS. just those facts is helping everybody exactly on those days, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, to generate all these orders. And I don't sell much in my account, but Black Friday weekend on Monday, when I opened my account, I had like 20 times more order than usual. And I didn't even do nothing. Just the items were in WFS. I didn't, I did some promo codes. I did some ads. I did, the best I can. I did not, but it's like, I didn't do much. Like, it's not that I spent days or hours or a lot of money just to generate all those orders. It just happened organically. And that's what's beautiful.
Did you, like, out of the clients that you manage, did you have any like just home runs that you didn't expect?
Oh yeah. We have clients that right now are in the 6 figures a month. And this year I can see a couple of them already in the 7 figures for the year. So that's beautiful to start seeing a lot of brands doing the 7 figures a year. And it's going to be so easy next year. But you remember the numbers from last year that Walmart gave us. 25% from all sellers on Walmart, third-party sellers on Walmart, more than 25% did over 500K. So sellers are doing a lot of money on Walmart. And if we looking at the, like the billions of dollars that just the e-commerce doing, not just Walmart, the stores, we're looking at the money that come from the e-commerce. And if we divide it to all the sellers, if we take, it's like every seller can make, $1 million at least, even 10, 20, because there's so much money. There is so much money for everyone. There is, and there's not a lot of sellers, and that's a good part.
Yeah, absolutely. You can grow on the platform. And even if you're, and all brands on Amazon for the most part are micro brands, there's more true brands coming over. So a true brand is like a brand that off the top of what you would just know if somebody mentioned it. Kraft Dinner, for example, everybody knows Kraft Dinner. But for people that are going on, even if you're $1 million a month seller on any of these platforms, you're a micro brand. And there is an evolution of micro brands that have started to happen from 2013 to now. We never saw this before, where small people can go start a private label product, create a brand, and be very successful. So you have to read between the lines, because a lot of the money comes from a brand, okay, that like true brands. And then there's the micro brands. And that's why that statistic was so important. It's 40% of their sales came from micro brands and not from the brands. Because I've heard these rumors all the time that, you can't sell on Walmart because it's all the big brands. Well, they have big brands, but you can definitely start selling on it, and you're going to grow with the program. So,
yes.
All right.
Yes, let us know in the Facebook group if you're watching this podcast. Share in the comments, how was your Black Friday, Cyber Monday? How's your sales? I would like to hear feedback from sellers that are, in the community. And we want to hear some stories, so please share.
Okay. All right. Why don't you take us out of this podcast?
All right. Everybody have a beautiful day, beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday.
All right. See everybody later.